You better hurry, Nancy. I'm pitching today.
Okay.
But what are you doing?
We need gas. $1 worth, please. Now for some quick starting gasoline.
What?
And then some detergent gasoline.
Nancy, you don't have to make 3 stops. Pull in here. These are Phillips 3 for the money performance gasolines. They give you quick starts, good mileage, and cleansing action. 3 for the money.
Oh, Tom, you take all the fun out of shopping.
The Performance Star.
Time now for a sneak peek at a new off-Broadway play with a Yankee theme in Babylon, New York. It is titled Bat Boy, a Yankee Miracle, and is based on the life of Yankee special consultant Ray Negron. He was caught by the late George M. Steinbrenner spraying graffiti on the walls of Yankee Stadium while a youngster. Negron became a Bat Boy and has been with the organization ever since. Students from Oceanside High School had roles in the show as well as some other familiar faces. Here's a look.
You know, it takes me back. It's like a time tunnel, going back and reliving Thurman, Reggie, Catfish, all the guys from the era that I love so very much, and the boss, and how he became the boss because of that era.
1973, doing graffiti outside Yankee Stadium. And that night, I was the bat boy for the New York Yankees, and the man that caught me was George Steinbrenner. Okay?
What we did? Wait, stop. What? Stop. Look what you did. It's my team. It's okay. It's okay.
George was the craziest man I ever knew in my whole life. Let me say that George Steinbrenner was the greatest man I ever knew in my life.
I feel that I'm giving tribute to the people that I love so much, to the boss, to Reggie, to Billy, to Thurman. Forget about it.
Thurman, you're my captain. I need your advice.
I'm just Thurman. No need for the captain, or I'm going to start calling you boss.
You know something? I like that. That's a pretty good nickname, Thurman. Thanks.
Everybody loves the Yankees, and because you love the Yankees the way you do, you want to be a part of it. The Phantom of the Opera is in my play. Kieran Sheehan, who did it more than any other guy, over 1,000 times. Joey Gian, who was the heartthrob on Knots Landing, an all-time great TV series, playing Thurman Munson. Great musical talent that's in it. I mean, I got a call, the show's not even over, I got a call from William Morris Agency talking to me about some of the kids that are in this play, so it's wonderful.
Reach out, oh, Ray and Steve. Reach out, with Ray and Steve. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the car.
Hello, everybody, and a very pleasant good evening to you wherever you may be. Welcome to Reach Out, an amazing version of Reach Out today with Ray and Steve. And we are the show where East meets West, where the Yankees meet the Dodgers, where baseball meets music, and we all come together for community. All right, everybody, let's bring on the hosts of the show, Ray and Steve. Come on in, guys.
Hey, Robby, you got a little more pep to your step today.
Hey, it's a great day. Easter Sunday was yesterday. This is Easter Monday. and we had a great celebration. As a matter of fact, I played at 3 different church services.
In one day, Easter Sunday, you are the man. I mean, bringing joy and music to so many Christians out there.
Hey, do we have a stripper song?
Hey, easy with that. Wow.
We got young kids watching the show, Robby.
Wow,
Please.
Robby, just because the Dodgers are now running away with things here, you're all happy.
But I'm going to show you something here before we get to the Dodgers.
Okay.
I know the camera went off me as soon as I said it.
There we go. It's on you now.
So, okay.
There we go.
Now, the shirt says, all I need is a little bit of Dodgers and a whole lot of Jesus.
There we go. Beautiful.
Like
beautiful. Nice job. Well played, sir. Well played.
Well, you know what, Robby? You did 3 shows yesterday for your big boss. And I'm not talking about Mr. Valley. I'm talking about Mr. Jesus.
This boss is the biggest boss, no
He's
doubt.
the biggest boss.
That's right. That's right.
So good for you,
He's even
Robby.
bigger than George Steinbrenner.
Hey, Robby, say that a little lower, please.
Well,
you
right
guys
now,
just took
George, do you think George got up when he got to heaven? Do you think he said, hey, Jesus, you're sitting in my throne?
No, he said in the back seat, Jesus.
There we go.
Yeah,
This is Reach Out with Ray and Steve and Robby. We are every night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Ray, you have a special guest with us today, right?
I don't know about special guests. All I know is that we watched that game last week, Mr. Kershaw, and that was hard to see. So we have Dwight Gooden. Dwight, how are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Hey, Dwight, how you doing, man?
I got to ask you, Dwight.
Good.
Now,
Yes, sir.
you've pitched a no-hitter. How do you handle that situation that Mr. Kershaw went through?
Oh, that's tough. Just to give you an idea of how I would handle it. In the 9th inning, Mel Stoudemire came out to the mound, and I had walked 2 guys. And if you remember, the score was 2-0.
Right.
We played in Seattle in New York, which is a hitter's park. And Mel came to the mound. He goes, Doc, how you feel? I said, it don't matter. I'm not coming out.
I love it.
Kershaw situation, I didn't see it. I heard about it. This is a different, different time. I get it. Where pitchers are not allowed to that many pitches and different things. Obviously, listen to Kershaw interview. He wanted to stay in, but, he said all the right things. I give Dave Roberts a lot of credit for doing that, only because Kershaw is coming back from shoulder and back injuries the last couple of years. He didn't really throw in spring training. He threw a simulated game. They saved 80 pitches, and now he's in that situation. I mean, who's to say that guy, Kershaw, it's just my opinion, because they start, he don't get hurt. A pitcher, you can throw one pitch and get hurt. You don't know. People say, too many pitches get hurt. You don't know when you get hurt. That's just pitching. You get hurt in the offseason. If I'm in that situation, I'm not coming out, to be honest with you. Whether I threw one simulated game or not, because you only get so many opportunities to do that. And you got a perfect game going, 80 pitches. Go for it. A guy gets on base, first guy get on base, you take him out. That's all. Go pitch for pitch, batter for batter. But you have to let him stay in. I'm sorry.
Now, Dwight, do you think that Dave Roberts had control in that situation?
Yes, but my opinion, I want to believe so. But now, and Ray, you're running game hands-on. You know better than I do. Now, from what I hear, before the game, these general managers, president of the team, the manager, they all get together and they meet. Pitching coaches, they meet. So they already know before the game what they're going to do, especially with pitch count. So I think it could have came from the GM. They could already know no matter what he's coming out. Or, I don't know if Dave Roberts, he's a great guy. Remember him from Cleveland. I don't know if he talked to Kershaw about it or he got a call from upstairs. Today, nothing would surprise me. But I like to think Dave Roberts had to say so.
Well, and you remember in 1997, I think it was, 96 maybe, David Cohn came back from the aneurysm. I mean, that's when you took over for Coney and took charge.
You're right. You're 100% right.
So how was that situation, Dwight?
Well, you know what's funny? So I started out 0-3 that year, and I was benched. Torrey benched me. When a pitcher gets benched, that means you're not getting in the game if you're up 10 or down 10.
Right.
Wow.
Unfortunately, David Cone got the aneurysm, and George Steinbrenner said, put Doc in rotation. He was the only one. Mel had no pull.
Right.
You know, I love Mel. Vittori said no. And George said, I want Doc back in rotation. Because as you know, before then, they were thinking about releasing me.
Right.
Or possibly sending me down to AAA.
Right.
They were trying to figure out. And unfortunately, David got the aneurysm. And George, the only guy said, and which the right guy said, put Doc back in rotation. George believed in me. And my third, I think it was my third start back or fourth start was a no-hitter. And a lot of people don't remember, Ray. You might remember. The game before that, I pitched against Detroit. I gave up a couple hits the first and second inning, but I no-hit them the next 7 innings, and then I went to the no-hitter. They're talking about this pitch in Japan through, I guess, almost 2 perfect games of no-hitters back-to-back.
Right.
You take away the 2 innings, the first 2 innings of the game before my no-hitter, the same thing.
Unbelievable.
Now, Doc, this is Steve. Thank you very much. I hope you had a great Easter. Now, the Mets just kind of acknowledged Tom Seaver with the statue in front of Citi Field. I know you've always gotten compared to Tom Terrific. Talk about your recollections and thoughts about Tom Seaver.
Tom was a great guy. That's a great thing the Mets doing. Me personally, I wish they did it while he was still here. I mean, that's just me. But it's great that they're doing that. Tom was a great guy. I love talking to Tom when he comes to the ballpark, right when they had the Old Timers games in the early 90s. We always talk. I got to spend a lot of time with Tom during Hall of Fame weekend. We'll always be down there for a couple of days signing autographs. I love Tom and his knowledge of the game. I remember one conversation I had with Tom. He said, if me and him would have played together, I would have won 20 games every year. He said, with his knowledge and my talent, I said, so what do you call me? Your knowledge and my talent, what do you call me, a dumb pitcher? So he laughed. I mean, but Tom was great. Tom was great, and I'm glad he's at peace now, but I do miss him. Great guy, and it was great to see the statue go up.
Now, Dwight, will they retire number 16 in Flushing?
I like to think so. That's just me. Not with the new ownership. I think if the Wolf Palms there, it would have never happened. But you have to ask them why. I have my own believing in that. I think with the new ownership now, this guy is a real fan. I think he gets it. And I like to think so. It has nothing to do with keeping them being retired or Kuzma those guys, but I think it like to happen. That's just me. That would be a beautiful day. And let me tell you why. Okay, and Ray, you know, you're there with me. In 1995, I called the Mets. I want to go back because I didn't want to be, I didn't want to go out the way I did just because of the fans. The fans was always supportive. Steve Phillips was GM at the time. He said, no, Doc, we think it's best to move on. So, obviously, I signed with the Yankees. In 97, after 97, I went to Cleveland. I called the Mets again. I said, I'd like to come back again. Steve Phillips said, no, unfortunately, we have our rotation. So I went to Cleveland for 2 years, 98, 99. After 99, I called the Mets again. They said, no. I signed with Houston, pitched 1 game, got traded to Tampa, pitched 8 games, I got released. I called the Mets again. I said, hey, I'll go to AAA, I'll do whatever. I just want to come back. Unfortunately, Doc, we have nothing there. So to me, if I got my jersey retired, that would be ending with the Mets. Because also, I called the Mets also when I knew I was going to retire. I mean, it's great and a privilege to retire as a Yankee, but I thought it was more fitting to retire as a Met. I wanted to sign a 1-day contract and retire. They said no. So I think if my number got retired there, to me, that would be the ending of that whole story there. That would give me that 1 day, and more so for the fans. That's what it's all about to me.
Well, Doc, I want to thank you for everything that. Well, Robbie Robinson wants to ask a question. Go ahead, Robbie.
Okay, so my question is, since we just had Jackie Robinson Day in MLB,
I can't hear.
Jackie, what does Jackie Robinson mean to Dwight as far as the country and as far as the baseball and to Dwight Gooden himself?
Robbie Robinson wants to know what does Jackie Robinson represent to Dwight Gooden and to the country?
To me, I think what he did, the sacrifices he made, was for everybody. I mean, to me, I put him right there with Martin Luther King. This guy, I can't imagine what he went through to make it possible, not just, like you say, for the black community, but everybody, because I don't know if you know, he wasn't the best ball player in the Negro League. He was more prepared.
Right.
And that's how he got the opportunity.
Right.
And the sacrifice he made, things he had to go through, put his life on the line every day. I don't know if he really knew when he was living the impact that he made to make it all possible. So I thank him and his family for everything he done to make it possible for the life I had along with my family by playing baseball.
Well, Dwight, we thank you for the sacrifices that you've made, and you know what they are, and you're living it every day, and you're always an example, both on the field and what you do off the field, but you know, the whole aspect of it, you know, and you've been so giving of you, and we thank you so much for that.
Oh man, that's touching, man. You got tears in my eyes. Thank you for the kind words, man. It means a lot.
Well, you mean a lot to
and
us,
Doc,
Dwight.
also with Bat Boy, we announced a few shows in the past. You've acted and participated in Bat Boy, and all those proceeds go back to nonprofit organizations. So you help, you know, raise money for people that really need it, and we thank you for that too.
Oh, thank you. That's what it's all about.
Thank you, Doctor. See you later, brother.
God bless, man. Dwight Gooden, what do you think, Robby?
Amazing stuff. And what a great, this guy, one of the great, I mean, he was right there with Tom Seaver. Man, what an amazing talent and what a great heart this guy has. And I know he's very special to you, Ray, because you and Dwight spent a lot of time together, you know?
That's right. So let's recap the start of the season. The Mets are running away with things so far. It's early on in 7-3 in the East, the National League East. The Dodgers are doing pretty well. They got the little winning streak going on, and the Yankees not so much.
Hey, you know what? You know who's been pitching good for us is for 2 games. We got this guy off the Yankee scrap heap, Andrew Heaton.
Yes.
And he's got a new pitch this year.
Oh yeah.
And it's a slider, and he's used it in his first 2 games, and he's been practically unhittable.
He completely got shelled last year every time he took the mound. I mean, it's unbelievable. So he comes to Los Angeles, and there he goes.
The credit has to go to your manager there, Robby, because
Hold it. I'm mad at my manager, so don't even go there.
Okay, but you know the aspect of that relationship and how he talks to him from the standpoint of baseball and not analytics, BS, has really helped this kid to go to that next level. And he only thinks about pitching, and he has left his nerves outside. So that's very good of Dave Roberts.
Well, Dave Roberts, it's going to take me a while to get over my upsetness with him because, you know, we were talking about the Kershaw situation, and I'm not sure the audience at large really understands what happened. Clayton Kershaw, who is a Hall of Fame, there's no doubt he's going in the Hall of Fame. He had a perfect game. He was pitching for 7 innings. He only needed 6 more outs, and he would be one of the 24th perfect game in the history of baseball. Only the second Dodger to ever achieve that. Sandy Koufax was the first. 6 more outs to get, and Dave Roberts took him out. And I'm still furious over that whole thing.
Unbelievable.
And your buddy Reggie Jackson was screaming about it.
He was very upset, and as a matter of fact, I got a call from Frankie Valli. He was very upset himself.
Wow, everybody's upset at Dave Roberts. Wow, Robby, you're leading the charge. You brought up Reggie Jackson. Robby, let me ask you, what's your favorite candy bar?
Well, it's not the Reggie bar. I like Snickers.
Snickers. I'm a Hershey's guy. What do you like, Ray?
I have 2. Reggie bar and Babe Ruth bar.
Okay, well, we don't have, but Reggie bar, that was something phenomenal when he came out with that. Let's check out that little commercial real quick. The Reggie bar. Let's check it out for our young viewers out there.
An outstanding World Series, 3 home runs in 1 game.
Now that was a day I'll never forget, and it helped me to get my own candy hit. Reggie, with a rich caramel center, lots of fresh roasted peanuts, and a super chocolatey covering. Reggie, the candy they named after me. Reggie, you taste pretty good.
I remember
you guys
that.
will never stop.
Yes.
me with that year.
You know,
1977, Reggie hits 3 home runs against the great Dodgers, and the rest is history or mystery.
You better believe it,
well,
Robbie.
yeah, that's right. Every time you
Get
talk about
used
the
to it.
Dodgers, Robbie, we're going to pop in one of those videos
Get
and bring
used
you
to
back in time.
Get used to it.
All right? That's the way it goes here in New York, okay?
I guess so.
In the immortal words of Frankie Valli, swear to God.
But you know what? It's about community too. And you and I, Ray, were at a middle school for career day, and we
That
saw
was
some
fun.
of those young people. It was fun. The young people there, it was their first career day in a couple of years due to the pandemic, and the look in their eyes when we were talking with them, they're really motivated to get a career. Did you see that?
No, they're great kids. And again, Steve Vaccaro, I mean, I was there, yeah, but Steve is, I mean, he's the hammer. He's the guy that puts it together. And, at the last minute when I'm about to go to sleep for the second time, he says, Ray, we got a thing. So there we go.
That's right, the career day. But you on the way to Yankee Stadium, and we did a lot of great work there. And that's all.
You were great, Steve. That's all I got to say.
Well, it's all about the kids. And real quick, there's a new woman pitcher that's playing for the Ferry Hawks, right? Kelsey Whitmore. She is amazing too. We have to get her on the show one day.
Yeah, she pretty good fastball, pretty good curveball. And I think she's got a shot to do some good things in that independent league.
That's right. And we also lost a legend here in New York. Mike Bossy was part of those. He was a forward center for the New York Islanders when they won 4 Stanley Cups. He passed away at a young age, 65 years old. Mike Bossy was a true hero and leader, and we've lost a couple of Islanders. Great person, gave back along with Clark Gillies, who we just recently lost too. All the Long Island people out there are very sad about that development, and so we want to pay our respects and tributes to that. When we do the show, it's all about bringing people together. You did it for Easter. We continue to do that, Robbie. And we want to thank you very much for all the work that you do for other people as well there.
You're the man, Robbie.
That's what it's all about, my brothers. Hey, by the way, I'm coming out your way next week.
Yeah, what's going on? Tell everybody what's happening here.
Okay, I'm the music director for a singer named Frankie Valli. Yeah, Frankie Valli. Ray knows him. He's good friends with Ray.
Yeah.
Woo! And
he sings in the car all the time, but I tell him,
Hey, we should play that clip of him singing Frankie Valli song.
Yeah, that's right. We got to
sing. Now you guys,
we're saving it for a rainy day.
Okay. Yeah, you pushed me too far.
This Friday we are Wednesday. I'm heading to Connecticut.
Okay.
This Friday we are shooting PBS special. So we're going to be recording, videotaping or recording, whatever. At the Mohegan Sun Arena Friday night. We'll have 10,000 people there. Wow. And we're going to record the show, and then we're going to put it all together. And sometime in the early fall, it'll be all over the country in PBS. So it'll be Frankie Valli Live 2020.
Can I sing with you guys that day?
I'm gonna talk to the director and see if he would allow.
You are the director.
Yeah, check with the musical director about that one. All right.
Never mind.
All right, check.
I know where I'm not wanted.
But Robbie, I got a quick question for you. Say you're at a Frankie Valli concert doing your thing as musical director and keyboardist, and the Dodgers are in the playoffs or World Series game at the same exact time. What does Robbie Robinson do on stage?
Now I can't. It's like, who's that man behind the camera? I are behind the curtain. I don't know if I can say this, but I can tell you one thing. I have never missed a World Series game that the Dodgers were in, whether I was on stage or not.
There we go. I love that answer. There we go.
They have these little things called phones, and before that, we would have little TVs down in the corner and stuff.
Yeah.
Or I would have a radio in my ear.
Yeah. Remind me to tell Mr. Valli about that one.
He's the understudy for Frankie there. That's what he's coming for there. There we go.
Yeah. So who are we bringing on, Steve?
So we have this show is kind of dedicated to Bat Boy. Bat Boy is coming back, summer tour. And our first cast of Bat Boy we want to bring on is Squeegee. And we have a little video about Squeegee and when he does his thing at Yankee Stadium. Let's check it out before we bring Squeegee on.
Squeegee man. Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
Squeegee. That's you in action in the
You hear
bleachers
me?
there. Yes, we can hear you.
Hey, that's a nice tribute, guys. I can't hear you guys.
That's all right. Well, Squeege, tell us Bat Boy is coming back. What does Bat Boy mean to you? He can't hear us.
Do you hear me clear?
We can hear you. You can't hear us?
I can't hear you guys at all.
Wow. We didn't. Okay. All right. So Squeegee is he's a profound actor in Bat Boy. Ray, talk about Squeegee for a moment.
Well, tell Squeegee to. We can't tell him. Bottom line is, Squeegee is one of the great Bat Boys of all time, and Squeegee is a guy who, you know, David Cohn would not have had a perfect game without Squeegee. Okay, amazing. Because when Cohn, we had a rain delay. And Coney was getting ready. Blood was, you know, and he was looking for a catcher. He couldn't find Posada. I think Posada was in the bathroom. And so he had Squeegee grab a glove, and they took him outside and warmed up. And you know what? The rest is history.
That's right. That's right. Squeegee, you remember that?
I remember that, guys, man. And thank you guys for having me back on the show, man. I'm super excited to get back into acting and be with the Bat Boy cast family. I don't say cast because this is one big family. And it's a emotional roller coaster play of the story of my good brother, the godson of my son, Zaire. And his story is amazing that, you know, transpired and motivated me to become a Bat Boy and become something, because Ray helps a lot of people. And everyone, wherever this play is at, and in the past have sold out in great places in Long Island, Pennsylvania, everywhere, even in the Bronx, Hostess College. I mean, Ray's story is amazing, and it helps our culture, and especially the urban culture. And we have such amazing actors and singers. And when I started as a fan watching the show, and then Ray asked me to come on to the play, and let me tell you something, guys, and the public out there, it's must see. You're gonna cry, you're gonna laugh, and you're gonna get out your seats, because that's Ray. That's Ray's personality.
So Squeege, you are I mean, you see what's going down in the Bronx with gun control. We've lost a lot of people. You know, a lot of young people that lost their lives. In Bat Boy, there's an opening scene, you know, kind of a gang scene. Talk about why that's important for our play to get out there, but also to follow up, how to support and to understand the problems that we have on the streets in the Bronx.
Yes, I love that Ray and you, Steve, that, you know, you put this scene, and it's part of, you know, it happened to Ray, it happened to me with my nephew and Ray's cousin. I actually play Ray's cousin, and you know, it's still going on to this day in the Bronx. And you know, it's this youth, you know, they need guidance, and maybe with these plays and public figures, and this scene especially that Ray allowed me and others to play and show it to the world, that look, you know, gangs is not the way to go. School is more important. Like you guys just did, career day, going to talking to these kids and telling them the importance, staying away from the street, and that they can become something. This scene is very powerful because it's a mother that comes crying at the end, watching her son die. And I think, and I believe in my heart, and I want every kid to understand this, from the Bronx, not just the Bronx, all around the world. Before you go out, it only takes 1 second for your life to change when you pull a trigger. The person that you kill is not the only one affected. Nobody wins in this situation, as my brother Ray always said. And this scene is so powerful, and you should come out and see it, because at the end of the day, we all have a choice, and the right choice is to go the right way in life.
Thank you, Squeegee.
Well said. Well said.
Thank you, guys.
Squeegee, very important. Here's another emotional moment in the life of Bat Boy. Could I roll that, Carmine? Here it is. Watch this very carefully, please.
Here's Steve. He's knocked out. Now let's scare the out of him.
What the hell
Well played. Well played.
Hey guys, that's funny. I've actually seen Steve when he gets punched, and that's the same reaction he gets when in the marshmallow scene. I love it, man. We
The
love
problem
it.
I have with this show right now is too many Bat Boys on the damn screen. That's what's the problem here.
Oh, I have a feeling that Steve's going to get back at that Bat Boy sitting.
Oh
next to
yes,
him.
yes. Robbie, we got something brewing. But you know what? Billy Martin is important to you, right?
Yeah,
Always been important to you.
very.
We have Ralph Bracco here, who plays Billy Martin in all the shows. And we want to bring Ralph. Stay with us, Squeeze. Let's bring Ralph on real quick. And let's hear from Ralph what it means to play Billy Martin in Bat Boy, Ralph.
Playing Billy Martin means so much to me because I really adored Billy while he was managing the Yankees. I was taught what Billy was all about from my father, how he was as a player, and he became a favorite of mine when he was managing the other teams. I loved the way he managed, and he kind of exemplified what New Yorkers are all about. Even though he wasn't originally a New Yorker, but he became a New Yorker. You know, he had that fighting ability, but he was a winner. No doubt about it, a winner, a genius. Something I think I am, a genius, at least when I'm playing Billy.
Wow.
Yeah, why not? Wow. But no, I love playing Billy, and it was a great opportunity for me to really feel the character, knowing so much about him. And I always appreciated Ray getting me to play Billy, knowing how much he meant to Ray himself.
Wow.
Ralph, could you let the people know the different shows that you have been doing?
Well, actually, lately, not too much because of this pandemic that we've had here. But my acting career has been, a number of years, and I would play on anything from Law and Order was my main gig, as playing one of the core police officers in the squad room. But I play a lot of detective roles, cop roles on ID Discovery Channel, a lot of mob roles, which I like. Done a lot of History Channel stuff. The Irishman, I played a little small part in there. My main part in there got cut out, but that's okay. Just being part of that was good. Working on major films, even just to be around certain actors or directors. But right now, my main thing is I am a stage manager and an actor in a murder mystery called Murdered by the Mob. It's New York City's longest running murder mystery. Wow. We're just getting back now after the 2-year hiatus from this pandemic. And I play a number of different characters in that. And I love working stage because you get to interact with the people, and it's live and spontaneous, and it's very enjoyable.
Well, if you could sing, you'd be a member of the Four Seasons.
Hell yeah, I can sing. Everybody can sing. It's just a matter of how good you are. And I mean, after all, Frankie Valli gets up there.
Yeah, you've got the heritage.
Yeah, we can get the high voices. You just got to squeeze your legs a little bit more.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That's why you have your own couch,
Ralph. I got a question for you, Ralph. Since you were in the movie, oh gosh, the one movie that you mentioned. So where's Jimmy Hoffa buried?
Robby cut out.
Where's Jimmy Hoffa buried?
Where's Jimmy Hoffa buried? Can't tell you. Then we'd have to do away with you.
Oh yeah.
There we go. But listen, I want to show Ray, Squeegee, and Robbie and Ralph this picture. When you see this picture, I want you guys to tell me when you see this picture here, Ray, what do you think of that?
I get a stomach ache because there's only one stadium. I don't know what the other one is.
Okay.
Wow.
What are we showing?
Pictures of both Yankee stadiums together before they tore the original one down.
No, there's no comparison.
Sad.
We all know where the true cathedral lies. Listen, and Robbie is a big Dodger fan, and he should feel proud that the Dodgers did the right thing. I know there was talk there that they were going to maybe get a new place, but they did the right thing. They saw what their fans wanted to do. They wanted to stay in Dodger Stadium. They put back the original colors. They added that whole pavilion out there because they knew how special it was for the fans, the generation, to hand from one generation to another, to let them know for whatever little history the Dodgers have in winning.
Come on now.
Every moment is important to Dodger fans, and now, like they experienced them being there, their fathers, their sons, their grandsons, all have that experience. And I look up to teams like the Dodgers and I hate to say it, the Red Sox, that they still have their iconic stadiums, and we only have our memories.
Yeah, you're right.
Reed, what do you think when you see those two stadiums?
Sadness. I say the ghosts still are there, and they're not crossing over anytime soon. I still believe the Bay Roofs, Mickey Mantles, Joe DiMaggio, they're all there. They're not going to the other side. I'm sorry. You know, that's the heart and soul of the South Boogie Down Bronx is the old Yankee Stadium, which now communities can go and, you know, kids can play on, you know, soccer, baseball, and have some fun there in football. But, man, nothing like the old stadium.
Well, we have another cast member that's been in Bat Boy. He's played your father, Dave Revels. We're going to spotlight him. We're going to spotlight him in a moment. Let's check out a video from Dave Revels. Stay with us here, guys.
You have no idea what it is you do to me. Made me write sweet words of melody, smile and wax poetically. And I still come nowhere near to explaining how you become my universe. When I need a drink, it's you out there. Gotta tell you, baby, anytime you're close to me, I get falling down drunk with love, higher than the clouds above. Anytime you're close to me. Funny how we fell in place. I turned instead of going straight. There we both stood face to face. Then you smiled and changed my world in that moment. Can't keep my eyes from following you. Anywhere you lead me to. Let me tell you, baby, anytime you're close to me, I get falling down drunk with love, higher than the clouds above. Anytime you're close to me, can't explain it. It's just a feeling that comes along. Anytime you're close to me, hey baby, yeah. Anytime you're close to me. Listen to what I'm saying. Every night I'm praying, 'cause I'm addicted to your powers of love, baby. Can't explain it, just a feeling, baby. Yeah. Anytime you're close to me.
Oh, yeah.
Revels, former. He's got a show coming up here in Long Island. Dave, nice hat, buddy.
Hi, everybody. How you doing? I'm in great company.
That's Robby Robinson and Squeegee. You know this guy
Oh,
over
I
here.
see you all, I know you all.
We miss you.
Hey, Squeegee, I love your passion, man.
Yeah.
I love your passion for life. I mean, it's so inspiring. Ray, how come you don't have to wear glasses, man? What's up with that?
This is just my Hollywood thing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
What's that contact lenses?
He walks into chairs and tables. Right?
Yeah,
The show's over.
I'm telling you, crash into walls.
Yeah.
The other day, I thought I was, I jumped in bed with Robby Robinson. I thought it was somebody else.
Wow.
You know, it's unbelievable.
But, Robby is in Los Angeles. You know that.
Well, I ended up in L.A. I took the wrong plane.
All right.
Yeah, I took the wrong train.
I was dancing to your song while they were putting it. I was backstage in my living room dancing, brother. Great song.
Yeah, Dave, it's a very sad, challenging time for us all. Tell us what that song means for you and everybody that watches and hears that song.
That song is about, first of all, the one thing that we couldn't do, which was get close to everybody. And this song is celebrating the idea of being close to somebody. And something that we shy away from doing now because of the pandemic. And I wrote that song during the pandemic, and the footage you saw there, I reached out to talent from all over the world that I know. And I said, send me footage of you guys dancing or emoting to my song. And on my cell phone, I edited the entire footage and put together the video on my cell phone because I couldn't go into anybody's studio. And I'm not a high-tech guy. I'm like a guy, if it's got to be done, I'll find a way to do it. And so you got people from Norway, from Japan, from Italy, all over the globe, New York City, who sent me footage. And I put it all together. And it was a fantastic experience doing it because it allowed me to get close to people without actually physically being able to touch them. So the song, Anytime You're Close to Me, it transcends just the love between a man and a woman or any relationship you have, but just the idea that we couldn't touch. Right. So the song says, anytime you're close to me, I get falling down drunk in love, higher than the clouds above, anytime you're close to me. So yes, that's really, it was a healing. I kind of call the pandemic the Great Awakening, you know, and it's sort of, I felt that many people thought the world had a great self-awakening because the pandemic forced them to ask the question, well, what you going to do now?
Yeah.
So basically that's my spin on it. You know, that's my story.
So Dave, we're promoting Bat Boy because we have a summer tour here. What is it like to play Ray's father in our production?
Well, it was sort of like the Godfather stepped up to my car window and says, I want you to play my father. And I couldn't say no. Behind my mind is, play your father. How do I do that? And he says, I said, I'm not really an actor compared to some of these great actors. And he said, what do you mean you can't? You can act. You can do it. And it reminded me of advice that a producer gave me, Larry Klein, who used to work with Dick Clark. Robby, you might know him, right?
Yeah, I do. Uh-huh.
And I was sitting at a table one day when I was on tour with Dick Clark and all those folks. And I said something to him like, I can't do this. And he cursed at me and says, what the blank of the blank? Don't tell me you can't do it. You can do it.
Yeah.
And I said, okay. And, you know, when people open doors for you, I believe you should walk in, whether you're scared or not. Because obviously the offer meant that you probably can do it. You just haven't seen it yet. So rather than say no or shy away from it, just walk through the door and see what happens. And Ray, I got to thank you for allowing me to walk through that door. So it's been a great experience working with all this. I met so many wonderful people. I mean, you know, we don't get to hang like we hang with everybody all the time, but it was just a great experience, man. You know, so yeah.
You ended up being too good of an actor. You and Layla Dion. I had all of Layla's boyfriends calling me up, threatening me if you had another love scene with her. So,
well, Layla's a beautiful woman. What can I tell you? You know,
unbelievable.
But Dave does a good job playing Ray's dad. You know, good Cubano. And wham, and then he plays it great. And let me tell you something, Dave Rebels is Ray's dad because I'm telling you, sitting there watching him act, it's like he gets into it. And even backstage, when he's with the cast, and he's in character from backstage.
Well, you must do a great job with makeup, man, because it seems funny that you would cast somebody who looks younger than you to be your father.
Nice, Robby. Keep going. Keep going, Robby.
All right, so that's three of you. That's three times, Robby. That's good. Three times. Very good, Robby.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to say something to Dave, but that song was killing, man. You were killing it on every cylinder there, and I just loved it. One of my favorite groups of all time, and I hate to go back, is the Drifters. Tell us about your experience being a part of the Drifters, man.
Well, I got a time with you with that one. Way back in the 1900s. We did a show with Frankie Valli, a whole bunch of other people.
Yeah.
Forgive me if I can't remember everybody. It was a Mile High Stadium.
Oh, yes, I remember that show.
Now, at the finale time, all the other acts went home.
Yeah.
Including the Drifters lead singer, was Charlie. So I managed to take the stage with Frankie Valli. and a few of the stars of the show that stayed around to do the finale. So here am I, at the time, just a background singer, being in a finale with Frankie Valli and all these guys on stage. It was pretty cool. It was a cool experience. So
I didn't realize we shared the stage together then, Dave. That's cool.
man. With the Drifters, I had the chance to meet. I went to school. I guess you could say I went to school while other people were just singing. I studied the production that was around me taking place. I would ask questions of every artist. What's the secret of your success? How did you write the songs? How did you do this? So by meeting all the architects of rock and roll, which is what I did,
yes,
I learned something specifically from all of them, which is they were not faking anything. Each of them was a clearly defined character in their own right. When they stepped on the stage, there was no copycatting. They were all themselves. So I learned how to be myself, how to be comfortable in my own skin, and make people accept me for who I am and not try to pretend to be anybody else. So yeah, I mean, working with Bo Diddley, Chubby Checker, Chuck Berry, the Spinners, Temptations, Four Tops, Frankie Valli, Roy Orbison, Del Shannon, Jerry Butler. Man, I can go on and on. The people I got to meet working with the Drifters all that time. And I learned something from all of them. I paid attention, man. I watched their shows night after night from the wings, and I went out to the front of the house. I'm a student, a perpetual student.
Well, let me say this about what you just said. You said two absolutely profound points. And I've actually seen this in our history because we've had so many musicians and background singers through the years. And everyone that we bring in, I say to them, pay attention to what's going on around you. Look at the production. Look at the sound guys. Look at the tech guys. Look at the lighting and all that kind of stuff. Look how the whole thing operates. And this would be like a major league school. Plus, then you get to rub shoulders with genius like you have with the Drifters and like Frankie Valli and all the names you just mentioned. That's better. That's like going to grad school at the best music college you could ever be in. That's profound what you say. And my point is, I encourage any musician, any singer, anybody in show business, whenever you go out and do a gig, don't just do the gig. Do what you did, Dave Rebels, and that is you go to school and you learn and you study and take it in.
That's Dominic Sanctum. Amen. I agree with you 100%.
Hey, David, real quick.
Yeah.
Tell the people what a Robbie Robinson means to a band like the Four Seasons.
You can go out and perform without having to look behind you. Key, most important thing. If you have to worry about what the musicians are not or will or won't do behind you, you're dividing your attention from the audience. What he brings is he gives a singer, an artist, the complete confidence to go before the audience and entertain and be daredevil, try anything because they know that the music director has their back. That he will go it's like a formation of fighter jets. If the lead jet goes left, everybody's going left. And that's the power of a great director. So yeah, in a nutshell.
Real quick, because we're almost out of time. You got a gig this weekend. Tell everybody a little bit about that.
Well, I'm a musical fan first. I'm what you call a guy in the third. So when I do shows, I do shows in the third row center seat watching. I've been a Motown fan since I was 13 because I listened to Levi Stubbs and the Four Tops. And that's how I cut my vocals as a singer. And I wound up being the voice of the Four Tops of Levi Stubbs. So I emulate his greatness. So the show is a Motown experience. And I brought in talent that, first of all, loves Motown. The other thing, I don't change keys. I don't change arrangement. Because why? Because it's people's memories.
That's right.
You don't mess with people's memories. So we give you the entire experience, the costuming, the choreography, and we are fans too. So when we perform, we give you the experience that you can't get nowadays, which is the feeling of how the artists feel being on the stage for the first time, doing their songs, their hit songs for the first time in front of a crowd. So we bring that kind of energy coming from the stage. And so we give the people from the audience a chance to relive the experience they had when they saw these artists for the first time, the level of excitement in the artists' faces and their performance. So that's what I try to create as a producer, is to give you that experience, not play at it, is to do, and I tell the singers to pay attention to every nuance of the melody, how you enter the phrase, how you exit the phrase, and all of that. And everybody has their lane. Don't step on a solo. Don't riff over a guitar solo or horn solo. Everything is a subliminal hook. And the audience knows all these hooks. So if you miss one, they know. They may not know what they're missing, but they know something isn't right. So the show is about that excitement. It's at the Rimsky Theater, sometimes called the Landmark Theater in Port Washington, this Saturday, 8 p.m.
Dave and Squeegee,
I
thank you very much.
love
There
it.
we
baby.
go. There we go.
Oh,
Ralph,
man.
we want to thank you for joining the show here. Doc Gooden. And Doc Gooden. And we have a couple of videos we're going to play real quick. But Bat Boy will be on Babe Ruth Museum in Baltimore, Maryland, July 23rd, July 25th at the Yogi Berra Museum in New Jersey, July 30th at Park number 52 in the Bronx there for Squeegee and his boys there. In August 2022 at G's in Nassau County, Suffolk Community College in August 2022.
And at the Hollywood Bowl.
And August 28th at Mia's in August 2022. So that boy's coming back. So thank you very much, Ray.
Robby, we love you.
Oh, baby, this is a great show.
Thank you, guys.
All right, God bless.
David Rebels, you're the man, baby.
You're the man.
Love you all,
All right,
guys.
let's check out a couple of videos.
See you later, Daddy.
Now all the vault of heaven resounds in praise of love that still abounds. Christ has triumphed, He is living. Sing choirs of angels loud and clear, repeat their song of glory here. Christ has triumphed, Christ has triumphed. Alleluia, alleluia, eternal is the gift He brings. Therefore our heart with rapture sings. Christ has triumphed, He is living. Now still He comes to give us life, and by His presence stills all strife. Christ has triumphed, He is living. Alleluia, alleluia, oh, fill us, Lord, with dauntless love. Set heart and will on things above, that we conquer through your triumph. Grant grace sufficient for life's day, that by our lives we truly say, Christ has triumphed. He